Hello and welcome to Backstage Buzz at the Mac, where you get the inside story and the art scene right from the directors and creators of the shows, along with events hosted at the Mac. I'm Diana Martinez, and we have some great guests lined up for today. First, we welcome back director and COD faculty member Connie Canaday-Howard, who will talk about her plans for the next college theater production, Girls Like That. Then we'll speak with Jon Weber, director of school and family programs at the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, about the fun and family-friendly Once Upon a Symphony show coming to the Mac in May. Last, we'll hear from faculty member Donna Douglas, who choreographs and instructs all levels of students in the dance program at COD. We'll talk about this year's Spring Dance Showcase. All of the great programming to be covered in this episode is just around the corner and will be coming to the McAninch Arts Center throughout April and May. You may remember my first guest from our very first episode of Backstage Buzz. At that time, she was directing College Theater's holiday favorite, A Christmas Carol, and she was starring in Don't Dress for Dinner, the first show of Buffalo Theater Ensemble's comeback season. All the while, she was teaching full-time during the winter semester. Well, now it's the spring semester, so let's see what she's up to. Here to talk about all this is Connie Canaday-Howard. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. So you've had a really good, I think, comeback season for Buffalo Theater Ensemble.
We have.
And you have some good news. You want to share it?
Yes, we are Jeff Recommended for Good People.
So for people who don't know what Jeff Recommended means, it is like the Tony Awards of Chicago.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's the easiest way to put it.
Right. The full title is it's the Joseph Jefferson Committee, but we call it the Jeff Awards, and it's the Tony in Chicago.
And they have recommended the show, so that means go see it. It's a good show.
Yes.
And then come Jeff's season when they announce what you have been nominated for. Explain that process.
On opening night, there are 7 judges who attend the show. 5 are from the Jeff Committee and 2 are from the artistic team, which is a subdivision of the Jeff Committee. So there are 7 judges. And if at least one, and it could be multiple, we're hoping it's multiple, aspects were considered outstanding, then the show is Jeff Recommended. And then the Jeff Committee sees the show in the rest of the run. So everything for the production is eligible for Jeff recommendation and nomination.
And to give people an idea, it's not just 7 people who are seeing the show. There'll be dozens and dozens and dozens of members that will come now throughout the run because it's been noted.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
I love the show. I thought it was interesting. To me, it was all about how people lose their empathy for other people as time evolves. You know, when you're in the same boat, you're one person and you have all this camaraderie, and then if somebody becomes more successful, some people lose that, you know. And
I think, for me, I think it's lots of things.
It's so many things.
It was nominated for the Pulitzer. And I think, and won the Tony, Frances McDormand won the Tony, all kinds of great aspects on it. But the thing that speaks to me the most is that people, how do you define what's good? And ultimately we have to define it for ourselves, beyond niceties, what makes you a good person. And really everybody, all of the characters we see in the show, and what makes it so producible and relatable to audiences is that everybody's actually a good person, but they see the world from different perspectives.
And usually their own.
Yes, yes, and then what happens is that the interaction makes them see things that they hadn't seen before, but it's ultimately a really uplifting piece about the ability to forge forward.
Well, congratulations. It's a beautiful show.
Thank you.
So let's talk about your next project, Girls Like That.
I'm so excited about it. Girls Like That premiered in the UK in 2013. And it was a project of 3 theaters together, 2 professional theaters and then a professional children's theater. And both of the first 2 companies also had children's theaters. So it was workshopped with director and playwright and young actors. So young girls from the ages of 13 to 16, there was a 17-year-old, I guess, in the mix too. And so it came out of workshop and then was scripted. But the piece is really an ensemble piece. In fact, when you get the script, the designers and I were just talking about it recently, because when you get the script and you open it, it's all kinds of dialogue, but it's not designated to any one person. So every production chooses their own way
interesting.
to produce, to arrange it.
And the show, the subject matter is very timely.
Oh,
It's about social bullying, social media bullying, and abuse in young people, and how a girl gets bullied on social media.
It's also about gender disparity, and all of the roles are played by the ensemble. So our ensemble is 15 girls, and they will play male, female from all different ages. And there are flashbacks to different sort of iconic moments in history, like a World War II woman fighter jet mechanic,
Interesting.
a flapper, sort of a woman who's coming into adulthood in the 70s, in a sort of the hippie generation. A young intern at a law office in the 90s. And what we learn is the young woman who's been bullied through social media, these actually are who she is descended from. A line of really strong women. And what we learn is that in some ways it's about the ability to stand apart from a group and stand up. And in order to stand up for someone else, you have to first stand up for yourself. And it's using the backdrop of females, but it's really a show for everyone. And it's a great group of young women that we're going to work with. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm sure the girls are going to love this show.
They do. They do. So.
You know, it's important too, I think, to nurture young women, young college women, and talk about who are the role models in society, and to learn to stand up for yourself in a respectful way.
Yes.
You know, and in the right way.
Yes.
And I think that's a great message. So when does the show open?
It's the first week of April. I think it's April 5th.
And it's suitable for who? What age group? So if you have a young girl, is it appropriate?
Well, there is quite a bit of profanity in
Okay.
the show, adult language. Again, it was workshopped with 13 to 16-year-olds. So certainly high school, and then I think it's dependent upon family, younger. I have 2 daughters, and we were very open in raising them, so they probably would have seen it even in older elementary school. But I'm not suggesting
If they're sophisticated enough and
Right.
and been exposed to certain things,
Yes.
then it'd be good.
Yes.
Well, that's an exciting project. And what's your next PT project?
It's called Improbable Fiction. It's by Alan Ayckbourn, who is Britain's Neil Simon. It's a hysterical piece about a writers group. We hear often about book clubs. I belong to 2. And this is a writers group. So it's a group of writers who get together once a month and talk about their writing and read portions of their writing in this little town in Britain, outside of London, and it's right before Christmas, and they're all kind of experiencing writer's block, and so they break up for the holiday, and he's just about ready to turn off the lights downstairs, and then suddenly there's a crash of thunder, and suddenly we're inside everybody's story. So the characters that you've seen reading each other's stories now become the characters inside the stories, and it's sort of what is possible when you let your imagination run. It's fun.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, we're going to need some fun soon,
Yes.
so we'll be looking forward to that.
Yes.
That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
to share all your great projects.
You're
and how
welcome.
you're in 2 book clubs is totally beyond me. Thank you so much. College Theater's production of Girls Like That runs Thursdays through Sundays, April 6th to the 16th. Tickets to the show can be purchased at the McAninch Arts Center box office or online at atthemac.org or by calling 630-942-4000. Coming soon to the MAC in April is an amazing lineup of performances. Backed by popular demand on April 1st at 4 and 8 is the satirical musical review Capital Steps, with a show that uses song parodies and original sketches to bring to light the comedic political situations of our country. On April 8th at 7:30 and April 9th at 3 p.m., join us for the New Philharmonic's final concert of their 40th anniversary season, Encore. It's featuring CSO principal violinist David Taylor. On April 28th at 9:45 and 11:30 is Mermaid Theatre of Nova Scotia's Treasured Stories by Eric Carle. Another great offering from the MAC School Stage program, an educational series that brings together learning and performing arts in a way for children and teachers to meet Common Core standards in a fun and entertaining way. Also on April 28th at 7:30, Music City Hitmakers stars songwriters of Grammy Award-winning hit songs from Nashville and a band comprised of top studio musicians. It's an extraordinary musical experience you don't want to miss. Coming to the MAC on May 7th is the Brementown Musicians, presented by Once Upon a Symphony. It's the collaborative effort between the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and the Chicago Children's Theater that pairs CSO musicians with creative and colorful storytelling. Here to tell us all about it is the Director of School and Family Programs at the CSO, Jon Weber. Welcome, Jon.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So happy to have you. So tell me about this. You know, classical music and little children. Why are we doing this? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to expose little kids to classical music?
Sure. Well, it's never too early to share music and introduce young children to music. I think for the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, we want to share our tradition. We want to share our amazing resource, the incredible performances of our musicians, these amazing works of art. And we want to, in these performances, encourage young people to explore music around them. We know that young children associate music with stories that they're reading or that they're hearing. It's sort of a natural response to stories. And so we're wanting to introduce young people to music and inspire a love for classical music and all the directions that it might lead them in their lives. So if they want to play an instrument, if they want to sing in a choir, this is the beginning of that journey for them.
You know, I'm just teasing you here. I totally believe that exposing young children, you know, to the arts, the earlier the better, because then they become accustomed to it and they understand it and they accept it and they're familiar with it. And I believe that once you expose a child to it, it's not so scary or so unusual. Even a live performance, how do you behave? Right. Social skills. Right. Musically, when you do the show, tell us a little bit about what the experienced parents can expect.
Sure. Well, we design these programs for 3 to 5-year-old children. So it's not the typical orchestral performance, right. Very formal, almost restrictive environment. We expect young children to be young children. And so they need to be really interactive. They need to be really playful. As designed around storytelling, there's a great fit for the music to support that story, but our musicians also play roles in the story. They have to get out from behind their music stand and say some lines. They have to act, they have to wear costumes, and in some ways those are very new skills for them.
Are they enjoying it?
Yeah, I think so. They self-select, I think, honestly, those who are really interested in doing this. But they do a great job, and I think the impact is immediately apparent in the children's connection with them as characters in the story and their curiosity about the music as well.
So you're telling a story, pretty much, and these symphony players are performing, and there's about 4 to 6 in a show? That's
right. We have 4 musicians that'll be in the Brementown program and an actor. And the actor has a role in leading participation for the audience, singing, doing some kinesthetic or movement along with the story as well, and helping to facilitate the musicians' participation too.
And do you do these all over? Now, we've been doing these collaborations together. I think this is our 3rd year.
That's right, yeah.
And it's nice to see how the program's growing. Yeah. Tell me, do you do them all over the city?
Well, we have a series of concerts at Symphony Center downtown, and our collaboration with the MAC is connected to the CSO's programming in the western suburbs in DuPage County. So we don't have other residencies around the Chicago metropolitan area.
So we are unique, which I love. Yeah. I have a question for you, because we're a college. What sort of outreach programs do you do for college students?
Well, the CSO has a really incredible student ticket program. I think there are something like 30,000 student tickets purchased each season for our concerts downtown. Many students in the Chicago area, many music students, I was one of them growing up with a...
What do you play?
Trumpet was my instrument.
Awesome.
And I grew up just passionate about hearing this orchestra play and learning from the musicians of the orchestra. So that is certainly a draw. I think we're also trying to welcome and invite students who might not be on that path to be professional musicians, but there's something really appealing and exciting about having an elegant evening downtown or at Wheaton College when we're here in the suburbs to hear an amazing orchestra.
You know what I think is interesting, if you haven't seen a symphony orchestra, and I think what's interesting to me is when I was first really started being exposed to it as an adult, is there's this preconception that it's boring and it's classical and it's quiet. It's passionate. It envelops you. It engages all your senses, and I think that you need to do yourself a favor if you haven't been in a long time to go, you know, and feel it and experience it. And I think that there's a misconception when you've separated yourself from it for a while. And I think that we need this now, you know, we need this in our society, right?
Absolutely. And gosh, what a great endorsement, or what a great recommendation. There is something about hearing live music and about hearing a live orchestra that is really transformative.
It is, and the ensemble of it all, right? All these people coming together to make this beautiful, powerful music. And I think you don't know the music, and then you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, I know that song, you know?
You may have a familiarity with the music,
right.
But even if you don't, I think
That's good too.
There's an incredible sort of personal discovery in becoming familiar with this music, understanding the way that this organism, this orchestra, creates this amazing musical experience from 100 musicians from all over the world working together to share this incredible experience. And I think you're right. It's an experience that is so timely in our community that feels so divided at some time.
I know. You know, we have one more connection, actually. David Taylor.
Yes.
Is performing with the New Philharmonic Orchestra later this year, and I'm become a huge fan of his. I heard him play once, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I have a crush on him, a music crush. I have a music crush on David Taylor, and I'm excited he's coming.
Yeah.
What else is happening at the CSO? You want to share anything else that's happening?
Sure.
Any good news?
Good news. Well, there's a tremendous amount of programming that we're presenting this spring. Just a few weeks ago, we had a set of concerts for school children, for families. We had 14,000 young people and parents and teachers in the building. It's a really exciting time for us. But the CSO has an impressive range of programs for children, for teachers, for students that occur, many of them in the city, but we have partnerships with schools here in DuPage County as well. So I think what we are really thrilled to do is to share our musical resources, to find opportunities to pass on this tradition of excellence in classical music and the skills in the music making of our musicians working with aspiring instrumentalists, and to work in community settings in ways that positions music as a great resource for learning about ourselves and how we connect with our community.
Thank you so much for coming on. We are so lucky to have this partnership and to have the CSO right in our backyard.
Well, we're really happy to be here.
It's a big gift. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The Bremertown Musicians has 2 performances on May 7th at 1:30 and 3:15. Tickets can be purchased at the MAC box office or online at themac.org. Or you can call 630-942-4000. Visit the Cleve Carney Art Gallery April 20th through May 20th for the annual Student Art Exhibit. This exhibit showcases the work of College of DuPage students and highlights the range of media and approaches being taught in the fine arts. The opening reception is on Thursday, April 20th from 5 to 7, with awards to be announced at 6 p.m. Each year, the MAC hosts a spring dance showcase that highlights the talents of COD students in a diverse selection of dance styles. Our next guest, Donna Douglas, teaches ballet at the college and choreographs pieces to be performed in the showcase. Welcome to the show, Donna.
Thank you, Diana, for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
We love having you. So I have to tell you, the dance showcase is one of my favorite shows that we do, of the student showcases, because there's so many people in it. You see so many students at so many different levels.
Yes.
So who choreographs all of these amazing dancers?
Well, for this showcase, we've selected 6 student choreographers. We'll have 3 dance faculty pieces. We also have selected a a choreographer, a special artist choreographer, and we'll have 2 dance artists performing groups as well.
So that's where you get so many different. So if you're not crazy about one style, don't worry, because in 2 minutes you're going to see something completely different.
Absolutely, yes.
And I can't even get over how many costumes are in that show.
Oh, I know. Our costume designer has a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. The show is a lot of work. How do you select the students who get to choreograph?
Okay, well, what we do is we have a dancer audition, but it's actually a dancer placement audition, because all of the dancers that do come to audition, they make the show. Everyone is going to be part of it, and they will be cast in a role. What we do is we have dance faculty judges, and the students are placed by their dance experiences and level of ability, and also the type of dance style that they show.
And how long does it take to put this show together?
Oh, well, it depends on how many weeks are given to us to rehearse. We've done it in 6 weeks. We have a little bit more time this semester. I think we're going to be able to rehearse for 8 weeks.
It's pretty spectacular, though. How many people would you say are involved in the show?
Well, we cast, this time we cast like 35 dancers. So the cast really isn't very big.
It's just that you just see a bunch, and then you see a next group of a bunch of dancers, and then the next. It's just, it's
And
so
then
well done.
That's why we bring in the guest performing artists too, because we have a lot of quick changes.
And so they cover the quick changes.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And what are you choreographing?
Well, actually, this showcase, I'm collaborating with one of our dance faculty, Nicole Quinn. She's a jazz artist, and we're going to be doing a piece from one of my favorite pieces from Pat Metheny, and it's going to be kind of like a fusion of contemporary ballet and classic jazz.
Well, that's exciting.
It is.
So what else is happening in the dance department that you want to tell us about that's exciting
we have
right now?
Such excitement going on. We have 2 new dance faculty members.
Nice.
Elise Cohen joined us. She actually had just been featured in Dance Magazine this last December as one of the 25 dance artists to watch in 2017. So we're so lucky to have her. Our other dance faculty member that we have selected, she's actually a COD dance alumnus.
Oh, nice.
Mary Bajek Reed, and she'll be joining us. She always used to come into our dance office when she was here several years ago saying, gosh, I hope that someday I'll be able to teach here. And she is.
Look at that.
So that's pretty
Was she one of your students?
Yes, she was.
Isn't that gratifying to see somebody come up through the ranks and now she's a teacher?
Here with us.
That's so exciting.
It's so wonderful.
That's really great. Yeah. So, Donna, if somebody who's watching is like, well, I think I might like to, be in a show or take a dance class, tell us who is COD dance classes for? Do you have to be a pro? Do you have to have tons of training?
No. Our classes are for everybody, really. We have had students that come in that just want creative exercise and have never studied before. We have students that have studied their whole life, and it's so wonderful and challenging to work with them and to see them continue on in the field. We have people that just they just love dance and they want to be a part of it.
And what kind of classes do you teach?
Well, at the college I teach classical ballet, and then I also teach a dance production and performance course.
And then, but the college, you can take dance classes in what kind of, I guess what I was getting at.
Oh, like what we offer at the college. Okay, we have jazz, we have modern, tap, ballet, dance performance and production. We also have choreography and composition.
So you have a wide variety of styles to choose from for people to give it a whirl or get in shape and have some fun.
Yes, and it's so much fun.
You know, whenever you go down to the dance, they always do look like they're having a lot of fun. That's what we are. That's what I like about it. Everybody looks like they're having a really good time.
And we have dancers that are performing with us that have been with us for years. It's like they just don't want to stop. So we have people that are in our shows like semester after semester every single year, and they've been with us for a long time. So
well, that's a testament to the program, I think, and the quality of the shows, and I just think they're just so fun, and there's just a lot of energy in them, and every year I think they just get a little bit better, and the costumes are beautiful.
Oh, Kim Morris, our costume designer, does a wonderful job.
She's awesome.
She's just amazing, and she told me when she joined us that her favorite type of costume is dance costumes, because she loves to like work with like the movement and the sound of the music, and it inspires her.
And the lighting is also really fabulous.
Yes, and our lighting designer, Elias Morales.
He's been a great
He's the
addition.
best we've ever had, so
Isn't
I hope
he?
he never leaves.
I hope he never leaves too.
know,
He's my lighting designer for the whole theater, but I think he loves it, and he has a passion for it, and he loves to, make every number special and beautiful,
Yes.
and it's been really fun to see. I think the technical levels really add a new layer, and bring it up a notch.
It
It's
really
fun.
does. It really does.
So in terms of, like highlights of the show, we know about the choreographers and the lighting and the music. What other highlights can people expect to see in the show?
Okay, well, it's very exciting this time because we have another COD dance alumnus who's joining us, Kaylee Libby, and she is bringing her dancers. Her company is called Dance Project. They'll be doing a piece. We also have our guest choreographer, Julie Carson, and her experiences that she is going to bring to our students are really unsurpassed. She has done several operas with the Lyric Opera Ballet as a ballerina, and she also was a ballerina with the Chicago City Ballet under the direction of Maria Tallchief.
Oh my.
And she'll be setting a piece on our students. So that's pretty amazing. We also have with us this time, we have one of the first place champions of the International Salsa Congress, which just happened last weekend in Chicago. And he Luis Santillan, will be with one of his partners, and they'll be doing an Argentine waltz and also a rumba.
Well,
So
that
really
will be
exciting.
hot, right?
Yes.
Those are pretty amazing. And he's one of the competitors?
He's the champion.
He's the champion.
Yes, yes.
That's huge.
It's huge, yes.
Well, that's like worth the whole show right there too.
Exactly.
That is a really good big deal. Awesome.
You know what? My favorite part of the show actually are our student choreographer works. They are infinitely creative and so innovative with all their work. Their works are my favorite. And
Mine too. I know. They're
truly
really great.
An inspiration to me.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but you can enjoy even more on future episodes covering the latest on the art scene every month. For information on any of the shows you saw today or future shows, call the MAC box office at 630-942-4000 or visit us at themac.org. On behalf of the McAninch Arts Center and College of DuPage, I'm Diana Martinez, and thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you at the theater and next time on Backstage Buzz at the MAC.
Fun.